Hey there everyone, I hope to see you guys at Everfree Northwest happening from May 18th to the 20th. If you're wondering how you can attend this con yourself, check the link in the description below for more details. This week we have Grannies Gone Wild. Oh boy, what the load of references that I see in the title alone. I mean, for many who are too young to know what it is, you may want to cover your ears for a bit. This symbol's a unit or something, I don't know. But here's the idea. The title of Grannies Gone Wild is a reference to Girls Gone Wild, which is very mature, very graphic in nudity. Don't highly recommend it for children. But this is a interesting little tale of how I feel like this is another version of some pony to watch over me, or like an overly paranoid nurse looking after an elderly person who doesn't need to be looked after. But let's get to the tale. But also there's a bunch of references and realizations that I just found out with this episode, but again, I'll mention them as the episode goes on. The whole thing starts out with Rainbow Dash figuring out that there's a roller coaster that the Wonderboats have basically, that every member has rode on over in Las Vegas. And Rainbow Dash has yet to do so. And she decides to basically go along with Granny Smith and her crew, which are essentially what they sort of kind of are, the Golden Gals, which, wink wink nudge nudge, it's the Golden Girls. In the process, AJ winds up telling her to basically keep an eye out on them, but not to the point of being an overly paranoid person, which is a bit much for a person. But she does so anyways, even disturbing their game, disturbing their buffet, their magic show, and even, pray tell, their performance at the dance floor. Yeah, not really much there is. It's just Rainbow Dash being over, was that AJ hires Rainbow Dash to look after them, but being overly paranoid in the end, to the point that they get so miffed with Rainbow Dash, and that's kind of where it all ends. Nothing really spectacular to say about it. It's modest. Simple, modest, sort of kind of good lesson for kids. Yeah, I just got no words for it. Again, initial opinions, take this into account. But in all honesty, I don't know what to even say about the episode. It's just modest. But I guess that's sort of kind of what the episodes pay in the end. They can be mixed bags. They can be good, some can be bad. But at least this episode is not as bad as, dare I say it, Mod Couple. But anyways, let's get to the references that I just realized out of all of this. So, like, the one thing that we all know is that that casino right there is sort of kind of half and half on a, sort of kind of this, arcadey, Chuck E. Cheese-esque Vegas resort, as well as being a dance floor and a theme park in general. The one thing I'm kind of reminded of of that place is, like, okay, so last month I recently, for my parents' remarriage, we winded up visiting a little bit of Circus. And for those that don't know what Circus is, you can look it up online. I'm not making the title up of the casino. It's a literal theme park built into a casino. Like, there's one half where there's an amusement park and the other half where it's an arcade. And then a buffet down somewhere right next to the casino. If you ever have the chance to take a look at the place, I highly recommend it. It is practically a wonderful place to look at. If I even have time, I may return to it. Not for the High Roller Pony Convention that will happen there. If they announce it next year, possibly. Possibly I'll take a look at attending it. But anyways, the place, if you compare the place in this episode in Viva Las Pegasus, if you compare that to Circus, it sort of kind of is close to one another, but there's also one more that I sort of kind of grabbed a reference for, and I didn't realize the uncanniness of the name of it, but it kind of goes without saying. But the way that they mentioned the Golden Horseshoe or whatever, I practically can't remember it, but it kind of reminds me a lot of the Golden Nugget. Like, that was another place actually that was the place where I was staying at, but essentially it's the Golden Nugget. Yeah, the literal Golden Nugget mixed in with Circus in My Little Pony. That is crazy. Unless you have actually visited Las Vegas, you wouldn't actually be familiar with a lot of the casinos that are there. There were common ones, a lot of ones that were in movies and TV shows, and heck, even games for that matter. But, like, in all seriousness, of actually finding out that there's actually a place called, like, both the casinos compared to one another in this show, and those two in real life, it's very uncanny. But that aside, the episode is modest, it's simple, yet this puts Rainbow Dash in an unappealing state, and you wind up just wanting to root for the Grannies. And just in the long end, modest, nothing really to shout home about. Maybe it's one that I'd see in a marathon sometime if I'm rewatching the episodes again after so many years. Again, a maybe. It's been too damn long since not too long, but I might need to wait a little more just so I can see seasons 4 through 8 again. Since, well, at least the season 4 episodes, that was a really good one. At least it was a good one to end high school on with, as well as the hub. But that aside, modest episode. Maybe the lesson's good for kids, and in general, probably not one to rewatch and rerun, but still alright. Well, actually, this is kind of still alright, half and half. But with that in mind, Granny's Gone... Ugh! But with that in mind, Granny's Gone Wild, what did you think about it? And see you guys next week for the new episode, or if I ever get on my lazy bum, the review for Pacific Rim pre-recorded. So with that in mind, I will see you guys next week for the all-new episode. But with that in mind, I'm the Ferg Guy, and I'll see you guys for the next episode.